Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is the Sun Woman. Welcome to my new podcast. If you are watching me on YouTube, welcome. And if you are a new viewer, thank you so much for stopping in. I hope you will like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if this reading resonates with you. If you are a person who's already subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you for returning. Appreciate your support as always. This reading is going to be messages for August 2020. If you would like a private reading, please contact me. My information is in the box below. And I am an intuitive reader. I blend the tarot, astrology, numerology, intuitive channeling, all of that into what I call integrative tarology. So I hope that this reading is helpful for you. Let's go ahead and get into initially into the astrology for you, Aquarius. So Aquarius, we have the Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto stellium in Capricorn, and that sign is your 12th house. That's going to be square Mars in Aries. So this aspect is one that is going to be in effect for the next few months, 2 months, at least until November. And, it's not an easy aspect for any of us, no matter what your sign is, rising, sun sign. The stellium in Capricorn in that square to Mars, wherever it falls in your scope, there is conflict, there's tension, there could be aggression. There is kind of a, power struggle. You have the energy of Mars trying to make things happen, move, initiate. And then you have Saturn, giving restrictions, creating limitations. You have Jupiter, you have Pluto, which is bringing up subconscious forces and also, again, power struggles. And then you have Jupiter just blowing the whole thing, even bigger than it would be without that. So not an easy aspect affecting all of us. For you, Aquarius, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto is going to be in your 12th house, as I said, and Mars in your 3rd house. So your 12th house, what does that rule? Well, that's the house of karma. That's the house of subconscious. Our past lives, our past karma that we've accumulated, the house of secrets, the house of dreams. It can be the house of nightmares as well. It can also be the house of hidden enemies. So, that is a very complicated house to have all of this Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto energy in. You could be dealing with some subconscious energy that is trying to, prevent you from evolving on some level, right? Some major, major, deep, powerful changes in your subconscious, things coming through from past lives, maybe fears, fears that you have not had before kind of cropping up and trying to stop your progress, right? So what the 12th house, all of this activity, what I can say to you is that you're in the midst of a purge, okay? A purge of karma, a purge of anything holding you back from evolving, from ascending, okay? From spiritual ascension, from from releasing you from boundaries and limitations that you are experiencing that are not necessarily external, that are more internal, right? So subconscious fears, anxiety, fear of the unknown even, okay? Now, on the positive side, the 12th house can give you knowledge, wisdom, enlightenment, understanding, illumination, of your self-conscious. It's interesting to me because in the reading that I have here for you laid out already, I have the tarot cards, but I also pulled an oracle card from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, And the oracle card that you received, Aquarius, is Enlightenment. So, wow, okay? Everything that you're going through right now, if you are experiencing any of the things that I just mentioned to you, these are all trying to purge the garbage and the unneeded, fears that you may have. Purge those, purge anything, burn off that karma. So that, and bringing it up, right? Bringing it up out of the darkness into the light, into your conscious mind, so that you can become enlightened as to what you should be doing right now, what you should be releasing, who you should be releasing. Now, the 12th house can also talk about hidden relationships, secret relationships, okay? So for some of you, with that square to your third house, let's talk about the third house. Third house is about communication, the conscious mind, decision making, oral or written communication, your daily activities, your neighborhood, siblings, right? Brothers and sisters fall in the third house. Your immediate environment, okay? So also, communication can be as simple as talking to someone on the phone, or it could be, on Facebook or online. So what I would say here is some of you may be experiencing the revelation of some hidden situations in your life, maybe things that either you wanted to keep hidden could come out suddenly, okay, through communication, could suddenly be revealed and could cause some kind of conflict for you with people that you're dealing with, or just in general. So be careful if you have anything that's going on in your life that you want to keep hidden. I would say try to resolve that situation before August sets in, because it could come out into the open and be very blown out of proportion. This includes, hidden love affairs. Those fall in the 12th house, okay? Infidelity, things like that are in the 12th house. And you may get into a conversation with someone who you thought was a friend, and then you find out through your interaction with that person that no, they're a hater, okay, and that they've never really had your good intentions, or good feelings towards you. And if that's the case, then listen, it's better to know than not to know, right? I'd rather know who feels how about me than think that everybody is my friend, okay? So again, this is purging, could be purging people, purging haters, purging frenemies out of your life, okay? Now, you also have the new moon in Leo on August 18th, and that's going to be in your 7th house of partnerships. So new moon and Mercury could be some really good brand new developments, the planting of seeds in a close relationship. You may meet someone new with that energy in your 7th house. Don't be afraid to talk to someone new or have a conversation about your relationship with someone. You could move to another level, another plateau in that relationship. Okay, so going through the cards, you have the Ace of Cups, or in this deck, the Ace of Emotions in your recent past. Now it is in the reverse, okay, and we'll go through, why that might be. We have the Four of Swords, which is also the Four of Voices, which is currently covering you, and that is reversed. We have the Five of Wands, or the Five of Inspirations in the near future. You have the Eight of Wands, or Eight of Inspiration, reversed in your advice area, okay? Now, in this deck, we have the Muses. They are four muses, and if you know what that is, I'm sure many of you do. It can be a person, a place, a thing. Usually it's a person in mythology who inspires an artist or a creative, gives them some spark of inspiration to create a great work of art, right? So there are 4 of them for each one for each of the 4 suits in this deck, and you have in the area that refers to other people in your life the Muse of Voices or the Muse of Swords. So we'll go through that and see what that means for you. In your obstacles area, we have the 7 of Cups reversed. We have the 9 of Pentacles coming out in the outcome, which I really, really love that card as your potential outcome here. And then at the base of the deck, as the anchor, you have the Tower, okay? And I have to say I cheated a little bit and I kind of went through a couple of the cards underneath the Tower, and I just want to let you know that this Tower is bringing good things, okay? This Tower may even bring you out into the public eye and have you seen as someone who is a true master or guru, someone who is an expert or authority in whatever area that you are interested in or that you may be communicating. Now, another thing with the Saturn stellium in your 12th house and your 3rd house is I think some of you are going to be releasing your fears of communicating a truth that you have had hidden, okay? So perhaps you are a mystic, right? Perhaps you are an astrologer or a reader or an intuitive or a medium, and this is something that has been a natural gift skill for you, and you've been, undercover with this. You don't let, most people don't know that you have this gift. Some of you may be coming out in August and communicating and creating, podcasts or posting or writing a book or something where you are now talking about, very freely what you believe in. And some people may not get it, may not understand. You may, as I said, there may be people that judge you. But if those people do, come out, then you'll know who really is in your corner and who isn't, okay? And so, anyone who has been an innovator, a groundbreaker, a maverick, they've always received resistance. They've always had naysayers and people who tried to pull them down and stop their message and stop them. But, all of the greatest people, whether you're talking about Martin Luther King or Gandhi or Jesus, right? Or anyone, great human beings have always met up with resistance when they have been brave enough to speak their truth. So on some level you may experience this in August, but the outcome of you coming into your truth and releasing yourself from subconscious fears will be groundbreaking, which is what the Tower talks about. And usually the fears that you have no grounding in truth. They're like fears that you brought from a previous lifetime that are not in any way obstacles for you in this one, right? You've conquered that. So just some messages there. All right. Now, the Ace of Cups in the recent past, I think that there's been some emotional disappointment, okay? And I think that some of you are recovering. There may have been some heartbreak. Some of you may have ended a connection, a relationship, and maybe have emptied out your cup, right? This is possibly a relationship where you gave everything that you had, and but you're empty. You are leaving that in the past. There may have not been a ability for you to move forward, or you did not receive, you were not reciprocated the love or the connection that you were giving. So this is the energy that you're coming out of. And as you're coming into August, I see some of you in a recuperative energy, right? You're recovering from what this is, and it could have been very significant for you, but you've learned a lot, and that's also part of your enlightenment. You've learned who is really your who is a true connection, or who is a true soulmate, or even a true twin, or who is not. Okay, and I think some of you may have been dealing with false twins before August starts, and there could be any time frame of that, but that's the energy that you are coming out of. So you are recuperating, and I do see you now starting to come out of that energy of maybe closing yourself off, kind of disconnecting from the world, spending a lot of time alone, a lot of time in mental pursuits or meditation, or just not connecting much with the outside world. It's time for you to come out of that, is what the Four of Swords reversed says, and reconnect with the world. Now, the way in which you are connecting may be very different than the way that you were before this happened, right? Whatever happened may have been an awakening for you, maybe a rude awakening for you through someone else, but we learn lessons through other people, right? And often the truth, though it might be painful, the truth is better. It's better that we have the truth than to live in a lie. So in the near future, you have the Five of Wands. And, often the Five of Wands can talk about conflict. But I don't feel that this is conflict in the sense of maybe arguments or dissension, competition, things like that. I feel that this is more internal. Okay, so you coming out of that hermit kind of energy with the Four of Swords reversed, healing, going through your healing process, and now in the near future, the Five of Wands, kind of a lot of internal conflict. Okay, what's my next step? What do I do now? What is my now what? Right? Now what? And again, if you have devoted so much energy in the past to a situation, a relationship, a pursuit, and that didn't work out, now you are seeking new avenues to direct all of that energy. And with the Ace of Cups there's love involved, right? There's emotional connection involved. Where are you going to be directing that energy now? That's what the Five of Wands is saying. And because it's inspiration, how are you going to find new inspiration? Where is that going to come? Well, I have some ideas here for you, right? The Eight of Wands is reversed. Eight of Inspiration is reversed in the advice area. So even though, Eight of Wands is about moving forward, progress, traveling, connecting, communicating. It could be the arrows of love. It's a movement card. But in the reverse, something is holding that energy back, right? Something is kind of keeping it contained. And so what I feel is though you are on the verge, again, it's a lot of communication here for me. You have you have two swords cards, which is communication. You have two wands cards, two cups, and a pentacle. So there's definitely a balance here, a balance between newness, initiative, and communication, and reconnection on an emotional level, okay? You need to find what your passion is, and you need to pursue it 100%, Aquarius. That's the energy that I feel. I feel as though regardless of what the external environment is, or what's going on in the world, or what limitations, restrictions we have going on, right? Nothing can control your mind, okay? Nothing can prevent your mind from traveling into any destination that you want it to go. All right. You are the only one that can hold your mental energy and your initiative back. So yes, maybe you are restricted. Maybe your physical movement is restricted right now, right? Maybe you can't travel. Maybe you can't go exactly where you want to go, see the people that you want to see. Okay, so how do you rechannel that energy? Well, you channel it into, mental travel, into psychological travel, learning something new, expanding your reach with the tools that you have. Okay, so as the advice card, the Eight of Wands, there is redirect those energies carefully to move forward step by step. You may not be able to make aggressive, leaps and bounds, but you still, that spark doesn't go anywhere, right? That spark of creativity still exists. So find a way to channel it, okay? And things will open up for you in ways that you don't expect. Now, you have the Muse of Voices, okay? The Muse of Swords, again, in the area that is referring to other people in your life. So here we go. You have someone possibly coming into your life or in your life. It could be another air sign, a fellow air sign, right? So it could be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Someone who wants to inspire you. Okay, the Muses, and because, you may, unless you know this deck, you may not be familiar with this deck, with the Muses. I'm going to just read a short definition of what the Muse of Voices is, the keywords at least. So the keywords are communicating truth, intuitive knowing, integrity, directness, honest leadership, diplomacy, finding spiritual truth and purpose, bird's eye view, blending strategy with intuitive knowing, and avoiding manipulation. The walkway of consciousness. Okay, so there may be someone in your life coming into your life who is a true truth teller, right? Who wants to help you cut through the confusion that you may have. And who can just, straight up say to you, okay, this is what it is. This is what I think you need. This is the direction I think you should go into, right? There's no hearts and flowers, no beating around the bush, no doubt as to what this person, their ability to communicate clearly. So if that person is around you and is offering advice or recommendations, I would listen. I would take them into consideration, okay? I do see on this card, on the Muse of Voices, a full moon. It's kind of cut off, but it's definitely a full moon. So we do have the full moon in Leo, right, which is your opposite sign, on August 3rd. So this could be a day, at least that day to 2 to 3 days afterward, or even leading up until August 3rd, that someone may come to you with a very clear-cut message. And I want you to listen to it and consider it. It may help you come out of, where you've been, and it may help you to cut through any confusion that you may have been dealing with. Okay, now again, the idea of confusion or maybe lack of clarity is here again as an obstacle. 7 of Cups reversed, but the 7 of Cups reversed talks about being able to wade through the options that you have and come to a clear choice, a clear direction, okay? And with the 7 of Cups, it's an emotional, it's something that feeds you emotionally, okay? It's something that could be creative, some creative talent, gift, skill that you have. So as an obstacle, try to focus this month on focusing, right? On focusing on one idea, instead of having 10 ideas. And we Aquarians, and I speak for myself as well, as an Aquarian Sun, Moon, and Mercury, we can tend to have so many interests from A through Z, that we can often scatter our energy and get caught up in our minds and caught up in our heads and caught up in formulating things in our brains and not being able to make progress because we're not able to bring all of those things together with power and focus on one thing, okay? Keep in mind, Aquarians are the scientists, right, of the zodiac. So you want to, when scientists do testing, right, for trials, medical trials or drug trials, they are focusing on one goal, right? One goal is to see if this thing solves the problem, if it helps to heal, or if it helps to create an environment of healing. So again, the idea of focusing like a scientist on a very specific goal, this is what I want you to do in order to avoid obstacles in August, or to clear away the obstacles in August. And I love this card, the Knight of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the card in the outcome as the projected, as the possible outcome by the end of August. Nine of Pentacles is about abundance, okay? It is about abundance, and it's also a self-contained an independent card, right? So maybe your efforts that you put in through the month of August, really, clearing out all of the subconscious obstacles that may be trying to hold you back, speaking your truth, focusing all of your mental energy in one direction, finding what that is that feeds your passion and going for it, right? The Nine of Pentacles talks about success. It can be financial success, material success. So definitely talking about money coming in, and that's beautiful. And also just a sense of well-being. There's good health here. There is a sense of peace and tranquility. You being able to look around and say, wow, I did a good job. I accomplished some or all of what I set out to do, okay? And so I do see money coming in. I do see you being able to, it's not the 10 of Pentacles, right? Which is that wealth, that generational wealth, family wealth, legacy, but it's right before that. So it's you having accomplished something significant that sets you up for the next level of material success, okay? But again, on a spiritual level, it's a sense of peace, abundance, knowing that if you are aligning yourself with the universe, then there are no limitations to the abundance and that the universe will bring to you. It's a matter of alignment. So again, the oracle card here is Enlightenment. I see you becoming more enlightened as to where you should be focusing, what you should be focusing on, finding that direction, getting there, implementing those steps, step by step, and reaching that Nine of Pentacles at the end of the month. Again, there are some things that you don't want to get tripped up on, and again, communication, things that are maybe being done in secret, you want to not do those things because I feel like they will come out. There could be also on a more mundane level, some of you could be in some maybe heated communications with siblings. Or maybe some of you on a not so great level could find out that a sibling has been doing something behind your back. With Pluto, Capricorn, this could be financial. So be very aware if there are any family issues around money, that you protect your rights and are not kind of taken advantage of possibly by a sibling. I hope that's not the case. Be very careful with contracts. Make sure that anything that you're signing, that you take a good look at it. Make sure you have someone look over the contract who knows, contracts, and who can see if there are any hidden clauses in there that could be detrimental to you. Okay. And be careful when you're traveling locally in your neighborhood. Make sure not to be doing anything on the down low while you are traveling, because some of you could run into some issues with authorities. The 12th house talks about imprisonment. Okay, so jails, prisons, hospitals are all ruled the 12th house. So be careful, as I said, with that Mars in the 3rd house, that you're not speeding when you're driving and get pulled over and get arrested or taken in, or, again, some major conflicts with authority figures that could become very heated and possibly dangerous. Okay. And let's see. Anything else here for Neptune is in Pisces, your 2nd house. So there could be monies that come through creative endeavors, through your own creativity. Pisces rules the art. So again, it could be music, art, writing, dance, any of those creative pursuits, poetry. Some money could come through you through those things. And also some of you also could be making money through metaphysical practices, right? Astrology. You could become a reader. I think I mentioned that earlier. So there could be some money that comes through to you through those pursuits. Okay. Just make sure that everything that you're doing, Aquarius, is above board, has the greater good, is aligned with good, right? And make sure you set your intentions that anything that you do is for the good and your own and others. Okay. And just what I mentioned to you is when we had the Tower here, again, it does say some kind of significant development here. I did, as I said, look under the Tower, and I just pulled 2 more cards, the Knight of Voices, the Knight of Swords, and the 6 of Wands. So, and then the Hierophant. Okay, I kept going. So I'm going to stop there. So some of you, again, there could be some big unexpected development in your life that comes out of nowhere, brings very quickly some communication, someone who is an ally to you, who is, like I said, maybe a little abrupt in the way that they speak, the way they talk, but they have a message for you. And then the 6 of Wands here, which is the 6 of Inspiration, talking about victory, success. Some of you could come out into the public. I'm seeing public appeal, public success. Some of you could, become very well known in the area that you're working in, or, whatever you're pursuing. So that could be, again, success in, on social media, success in your industry, whatever that is. So very positive. And again, it could be something that's kind of revolutionary, comes out of nowhere, maybe throws your world a little upside down, but it is good. This is something good. Okay. All right, Aquarius, a lot of messages there. I hope that these messages are helpful to you. And as always, I wish you all good things, love, peace, and joy. If you would like a private reading with me, please contact me. And I will see you again next month. I'll also be putting up some other videos on other topics. I have some other great topics that I'd like to do some readings on, possibly the new moon on the 18th, and the South Node crossing over the galactic center in Sagittarius, which is a very interesting topic. I may do readings on that as well. So thank you again. Let us not just seek the light, but let us be the light. Thank you, Aquarius. Bye-bye.